This is a new 2-pound package bee cage that is coming on this first delivery. This is all plastic. It's all, you can see it's got all kinds of ventilation compared to the wood, which had 4 sides of wood and didn't have as much ventilation. With this one, there's a lot better ventilation, so I think the bees will ride cooler. It does have a tongue and groove system, so 2 cages or 5 cages can snap together. You can just push them. They just slide apart when you take them apart. You can use a rubber mallet or push them with your hand. Rubber mallet works easy. It's constructed. It's got the ends open up. This end or the other end, they both open up. They have little tabs right here and there that you need to pry up underneath to get them over this. Pry this up, get it over this little piece of plastic, that one, and the door will just swing wide open. So I think the way that we have to do this, now the queen cage, it's either gonna, I'm not positive, it's either coming here or it could be there. You'll see the little silver piece of metal. That's wherever that is, that's where your queen is gonna be. This is a gel can. This is not a feeder can, and I believe they're gonna be metal feeder cans. But this does have a recessed place so that you can pull this out fairly easy. This has finger slots so you can grab it like this and you're not going to get stung. The plastic is thick enough that according to the manufacturer you can put your hand right on here and you won't get stung. So I think to put it in the hive, I think what you want to do is hold down that metal tab so it doesn't fall, queen doesn't fall into the mass of bees. So when you're going to put them in, I'd bonk them down, hold the metal tab with your finger, get your feeder can out. Sometimes you need a hive tool to help get it out, or pliers. Be a lot of bees coming down, so what you want, get your queen out so she doesn't fall into the mass of bees. Brush any bees that are off on her. Make sure she's alive. Take the time, look, she's alive. Put her in your pocket. Keep it warm. And then in this case, I'd put the feeder can, I think, back in until you get the door open on the other end. So to get the door open, we need a hive tool. I kind of cheated. This one's already partially popped, but you got to get your hive tool. You can use either end. Be careful it doesn't slip. If it slips, you may cut your finger. Lots of bleeding. So wear gloves, and don't get your finger in the way of the action of prying. But so you pry this up. You pry this one up. Now we're over the edge there. You can just pry a little bit right there. You can see the door starting to open. Like that, perfect. Now just hold it closed here. Now what I would do is pull out the feeder can at this point. So try not to rile the bees up. They'll be coming out like boiling lava. So then I put my hand over here just to stop the bees from coming out. Have your spray bottle with you. You can open this up. You can open that up, and if the bees are flying all over, spray them. If they're not, don't spray them too much. You don't want to drown them. And then with this open, you can just turn it, and you can just knock them in like that. Knock them in. And if they're over the sides of the hair, you just crank them down like that. They'll fall to the bottom in there. Knock them in. Sometimes you have to do this a couple times. And knock them in. Then you'll have a big pile of bees right there. And you got your hive tool. Got a big pile of bees. You want to just flip them. So spread them out across the bottom board so you don't squish the bees when you put the frames in. Just spread them all out. Spray them. If they're flying a lot, spray them. If it's warm, if it's cold out, don't spray them. And then you can put your queen in. We've talked about in my other video. You can do the marshmallow. You can or directly release her, whichever method you prefer. Watch those videos. I'm not going to do it here. So put your frames back in. And if it's a marshmallow, I like to just put the queen, have the marshmallow. Make sure your frames are tight together. There's your pollen patty. Don't block the feeder pail hole. So when we put this on, feeder pail, I like turn it over. It's going to drip for a second, then put it on there. And your covers. And that'll be it. So you can go to their website, beebus.com. He's got several videos on there. Some of them I'm not particularly crazy about how he does it, because he's doing it in a warm environment where he's just putting this in that box and pulling the can out. It's fine when it's really warm, but in Minnesota it's cold. You can't do it that way. You got to dump them into the hive. That just works the best. But you can go to their videos and you can see how to, see how they take this apart, and how they come apart with this tongue and groove setup. You can see this little tongue and groove. This is how they go together. Slap together like that to get them apart. I like the rubber mallet, but you're gonna have to hold it like this, and it does take some effort to get them apart. So I'll try to have most of them separated when people come to pick up, and they won't have to endure that at all. So we'll see how they turn out, but that's what's coming on Monday the 11th. Thanks for watching.